Hello! Most of you know me. Yep, I'm Jeremy. A little bit about my background. I've been acting in one form or another for 20-ish years now. I got my bachelor's degree from the School of Theater at FSU. I've been doing this fair since 2006.
Yep.
All right. So, what we're going to go over first is what I call the two fundamental questions of acting. All right. My training is in stage acting, which is very, very different from what we do out here in the fair. It's mostly improv. But improv doesn't necessarily cleanly transition over into performance during a fight. So it is a lot more like working with a script. You know, your fight tells a story. Each move you make, every attack, every block is a line of dialogue, call and response. All right? So when I get a script and I'm looking at a scene, the very first question I ask, what does my character want? Every character walks into a scene wanting something. Even if their first line is just, "Hi, how are you doing?" There's intent behind that. A playwriting instructor once told me plays never happen on days where nothing happens. So even like the most simple, looks like throwaway dialogue, it's all said with a purpose. So that's the second question. What am I doing to get it? If my line is, "Hi, how are you?" Am I welcoming someone in with that line? Am I upset and so I'm pushing someone away with that line? These will give you, no matter what else is going on in your performance, whether you've crafted dialect, the individual physical mannerisms you've worked so hard on, they all hinge on that question: what am I doing? All right. So when I get a script, I look for what a director calls the active verb, like to push, to pull, to hit, to run away. It's always something that is, you want to look for something very, very physical. You actually want to forget about emotions for a second. Emotions are sort of the byproduct of playing your action. All right, so an example, it's hard to do it without an actual script that everyone's looking at. How we can apply it to what we do here is, if you have, actually, let's start this. Zach, Chet, do you guys mind showing me, like, say, 5 moves?
Okay.
Of any sort of choreography you want.
Okay. I'll start off by throwing a punch at you towards your right shoulder.
Okay.
Go from there.
Take it. Just take it.
Okay. Okay. Forearm, arm lock.
Punch rock.
Wrap them up. Sure. Okay.
Okay, good. So I'm going to have you do the fight again. Only this time, Chet, what you want to do is get away. You just want to run away. Okay, but do the same thing. Okay.
Please.
Good. So you see how Chet suddenly threw in little moments in there that conveyed that idea of, I need to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Now, Chet, we're going to do the same fight, only you want to bulldoze him.
All right. All right.
Very good. Now one more time. Only Zach. Let's give you one.
Okay.
You want to kiss him?
Yeah.
And then they kiss.
Okay.
Kiss with fist.
We go wide.
Notice how that completely changed the character of the fight.
Yeah.
Notice how suddenly Zach was very playful. So when people tell you things like, can we see you be a bit more playful? That's not helpful. But if they tell you something like, try to kiss him, suddenly that brings it in. Alright? So that's where we're looking at our active verbs and whatnot. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Now, another thing that showed is, when we're out here, we tend to deal with certain archetypes. You know, you'll see races tossed around like a slaughter fight. Alright, that's usually someone really, really big against someone really, really small. And the whole idea is it's completely one-sided. One person completely dominates the other. Now we rely heavily on the size differential to do that. But that's not enough. We need to see fear. We need to see panic. We need to see an overwhelming urge to just turn this person into a bloody puddle on the floor. And all that comes from playing the action. What do you want? What are you doing to get it? You'll see fights like a more technical fight. You know, we saw that from Caleb and Seth. Thank you. Caleb and Seth last year, where there's a lot of very flashy technique being thrown around. But you notice for Caleb especially, he wanted something out of that fight. You could see it in how determined he was, the look on his face. Right? Okay, so let's get up on our feet for a second. Head out there, and we're gonna do a few